Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admins, and the message reads like this. Good morning, Brother Nashi. Please post for me. What do I call the child that I have? For he was fathered by my father-in-law. What was meant to be a once-off thing ended up spiraling out of control. The horse had bolted and there was no way to stop it. Please, the holier than thou, please do not judge me. Here is my confession. I married whom I'll call Welly, the only son in a family of 4. Welly was the apple of his parents' eyes, and they loved him dearly, while he also loved them back. Welly and I had been blessed with a bouncing baby girl. Ours was a short-lived romance, for when Welly had gone to work in the mines, there had been an accident as a rock fell down and he died instantly. We were devastated, and mother did not take the news very well, and she succumbed to hypertension a month after the funeral had taken place. So there were 2 funerals in a space of only about 2 months. The community was saddened by the passing of both the mother and the son. My father-in-law, he was sad. Since my husband had passed on, I had packed my bags, and because there was nothing for me at my in-laws' house, so I was going to take my daughter with me, so that I can actually start afresh where no one knew us. I also wanted to escape the sadness in the house and escape these painful memories that we had once shared, me and my husband. So when I broke the news to my father-in-law that my daughter and I were leaving, it was not okay with us leaving. He said, if I am to leave, I should let him stay with Busi, my daughter, for a while, because she reminded her of his late son and his late wife. Busi was the spitting image of his late wife. I was not ready to be separated from my daughter, and even temporarily, for she was the only blood that I have. So I decided that I would stay and be with her rather than to be separated from her. The aunties were doting on her, and she was the only niece that they had. So, my brother, after that, I then started dating my father-in-law, and after I had started dating my father-in-law, that was when we started to sleep together. So me and my father-in-law, when we started sleeping together, that was when I found out that I was actually pregnant for my father-in-law. So currently, me and my father-in-law, we have 2 kids that we had together. But the problem that I am now facing is that my relatives, they do not know who is the father of these babies that I had with my father-in-law, because after we had been intimate, me and my father-in-law, that was when my father-in-law told me that he was going to be giving me money each and every month. And indeed, he has been doing that each and every month. He does gives me some money so that I can pay the rentals and to settle the bills. But I am staying in another location. But he's like a husband to me almost on a nightly basis. He comes and then we sleep together. Now he is saying that he wants another child, but I do not know if this is the right thing for me to keep on doing with my father-in-law. Currently, I lied to him that I am no longer on a family planning pill, but I am actually taking my family planning pills in secret because I do not want to continue giving birth to the kids that belong to my father-in-law. So my father-in-law said that this thing, it is even allowed in the Bible. I am still a young Christian. I do not understand most of the things that are written in the Bible. He once showed me this other verse, and he told me, and he said that here, you can see that the father-in-law ended up sleeping with his daughter-in-law so that at least the name of his son can forever be remembered. So this is what my father-in-law told me. And I am scared that maybe my father-in-law might be using some sort of prayers on me because I am a Pentecostal woman. But as for my father-in-law, he goes to the ZCC church. So I am scared because each and every time, like when he wants to make love to me, sometimes I refuse and I say, no, the things that we have done, yes, we were trying to heal our broken hearts, but I don't think that we should continue doing this. But the problem is that my father-in-law, that is when he will just say, let us pray. Each and every time when he say, let us pray, then immediately after he would have said those prayers, I'll start to have these feelings for him that I do not even understand where these feelings comes from. So I am suspecting that my father-in-law, maybe he is speaking with some prophets from his church so that they can do some prayers for me. If he is doing this to me, how can I release myself? For I need to release myself. I need to date someone that is not my late husband's father. He is saying that he is doing this so as to honor the memory of his son. He does not want his bloodline to end with him. That is why we keep on having these kids. And he's saying that, please let us have one last child. And when we have this child, then we know that we are not going to have any kids anymore. So he is begging me, and he keeps on begging me. But as for now, the secret that I am keeping from him is that I keep on taking these family planning pills. It hurts me that all these years that I have been with him, I can't even walk around with him because this is more like a taboo. We always, like, when we want to go out, I go to town first, then he will follow me with his car. Even when we are returning back, if we are not with the kids, what we actually do is that he takes me to the taxi rank. Just before the taxi rank, he will then find a spot where he can drop me at a spot whereby we will know that no one from our location will recognize me and him. Even right now, I pretend as if I have another boyfriend, but people do not know that I do not have any boyfriend. The only man that I have been sleeping with all of these years, it is my father-in-law. Is this thing for real? Is it a taboo? Is it allowed in the Bible? Should I stop dating my own father-in-law? And if there are any charms that he used on me, is there any prophet out there who can actually assist me so that I can remove the charms that he placed on my body? Each and every time when I go to church, I feel so much guilt and I feel so much dirty. And I am someone who is actually a very great singer. But as for now, I make sure that I avoid standing in front of the church trying to lead the praise and worship, because I know that the things that I am doing, I am not okay with them. He says that I do not want you to get married to another man, for I want you to keep on carrying your children that share the same bloodline. This is what he told me. Please assist me. I am confused. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins. It comes from our dear sister. She's saying that her third pregnancy, when she fell pregnant the third time around, and she was actually on a family plan. She used to go and get that injection, but her father-in-law was giving her this other tea and she is saying that maybe the tea from my father-in-law's church is the one that made me to fall pregnant, even though I was on a family planning, even though I was on this other family plan. So now she is taking those family planning pills, and she is scared that maybe she will fall pregnant, and at the end of the day, she will be having 3 kids with her father-in-law and 1 child with her late husband. So the father-in-law is saying is allowed in the Bible for you to sleep with your daughter-in-law if it happens that your son would have died. He does not want his son's name to be forgotten. Strange things do happen in this world.